out today, the FBI director announcing what you all thought. This was an act of terror. But so far, President Obama has been silent. Silent. Despite this now being the single deadliest terror attack on American soil since 9/11. Fox and Friends Weekend co-host Tucker Carlson goes on the record. Tucker, when are we going to hear from the president?
Probably soon. I imagine there's a lot of political pressure growing on him, not least from the Hillary Clinton campaign. At some point, denial becomes delusion, and we're approaching that point. So I think he's going to have to acknowledge this is part of a pattern, and it joins the Paris attack and the downing of the Russian airliner, of course, and taking of a good portion of the country of Iraq and also Syria as signs of the growing threat of ISIS. What bothers me, though, is his inability. I don't think it's just an unwillingness. I don't think he can understand their motive. He today explained that they're doing this because they're mad about global warming or they're angry about being poor, as if people commit murder or kill themselves because of economic grievances. These are people motivated by religious instincts. They think they're going to heaven by doing this. He doesn't understand that, and that's scary.
Well, I mean, it's been quite obvious, but obviously, the FBI does have to wait till it has proof, that indeed it was there. They can't just say anything. But listen to what Josh Ernst said today, just a short time before the FBI director said that this was an act of terrorism. Here's the White House press secretary for the president.
What it looks like is people who were obviously intent on carrying out a terrible act of violence.
We are now investigating these horrific acts as an act of terrorism.
Right.
Terrible act of violence. That's what he says this afternoon. I'm thinking to myself, what is he thinking about? And then you've got the problem that the day before Paris, President Obama is saying that ISIS is contained, and we have these maps which show you that ISIS is not contained. It's growing. So I just don't get this.
Well, the president seems all alone in this. I mean, Josh Ernst isn't stupid. He knows that his words are, in effect, a parody of the truth. It's absurd, and everyone listening knows it's absurd. I think political considerations play a role here. Muslim Americans are a key constituency for Democrats. They will be a key player in this coming presidential election. That's not a small thing. But I think it's bigger than that. The president sees this and almost everything else in American life as part of an ongoing civil rights battle. And the main concern that he has, and I think his attorney general has, she said it yesterday, is that there'll be backlash against Muslims. Nobody wants that. That is a concern. Is it the top concern? No, it's maybe the fifth concern after getting shot to death in a shopping mall. So, but that's the way he sees the world.
And you can see the two maps. One is February 2015, and then you've got November. Look at the difference in the red. The president says it was contained. It's nothing but growing. Here's the thing that I don't understand is that why the president, such an important thing, biggest violence and terrorist violence since 9/11 for us, is that the president sends out his FBI director, his attorney general, that he doesn't take over and make the statement to the American people.
Well, that's an excellent point. I mean, there's a lot of daylight, though, between the FBI director, Mr. Comey, and the president on this and other issues. The FBI has taken steps, pretty obvious ones, public ones, in the last several months to say, look, we're independent of the White House. Among other things, this is a bad sign for Hillary Clinton, who's being investigated by them, as you know. I think it's admirable on the part of the FBI. You want an FBI that's independent of political interference. So, again, good for Director Comey. But it makes the president look like, again, he's standing out by himself, muttering about how the earth is flat. And it's unbecoming, it's embarrassing, and it makes people like Donald Trump much stronger. Americans look at the president, they don't think he's going to protect them, and they're starting to suspect that people like Trump will. That's one of the reasons his numbers are going up, Trump's are.
All right, well, a lot is going on. We keep getting new facts, and tomorrow on Fox and Friends, I assume that you will have that as well, Tucker, on the weekend. Thank you, Tucker.
Thanks a million, Greta.